Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Ultimate Clash, and this time we're going to be taking a look at how you can beat Broly. Now this is the 56th Ultimate Clash, I believe, so it's a pretty, we're getting there. I think they'll start changing over pretty soon. Obviously Broly is an AGL type, for those who don't know. Broly does AoE normals, kind of similar to Sin Shenron actually. And so he does AoE normals, and yeah, he's also able to be sealed. He's able to have his attack lowered. He cannot be stunned, and that's basically how you deal with him. Now in terms of taking on Broly, we're going with an extreme tech team here. It just gives us the most free-to-play options, I believe, and we're going to be taking a look at how to beat him. It's pretty straightforward. Essentially what we're doing is we're using the Gilder and we're using the Dodoria and Zarbon to kind of take him out. So they're going to be able to seal him. Sealing Broly does a lot of things. So sealing Broly prevents him from firing a super attack. His super attack can hit very hard, like very hard. So him being able to fire a super attack is pretty helpful for the most part. Obviously something that just tends to kind of restrict like his offensive payload, and it also stops him stacking because he actually stacks on every single super attack that he does. So he'll raise his defense, raise his attack, so that kind of also gives him some issues as well. Outside of that though, honestly speaking, it's really not that big a problem. As long as you can stun him, or seal him, not stun him, then you tend to have a decent time, because then all you have to do is lower his attack and defense afterwards, and then things are pretty easy. So yeah, Broly, pretty straightforward. Honestly, not that big a problem. It did take a while with this team build. We didn't have a lot of damage, so we don't have a lot of damage here. We rely a lot on crits due to the attack lower, defense lower situation and first form cell. However, it is nice to have the healing from first form cell. Generally speaking, in terms of link ups, it took me a while to get them established here, but I would definitely say you want to run the tech Ginyu Force allow alongside the tech Gildo. I think that tends to kind of be the best situation to run. I think that ends up getting you the best results. Now obviously as well, alongside that, I would suggest running Frieza and Dodoria and Zarbon. You need a Frieza, so if you don't use the transforming Frieza, you can use Golden Frieza, that's also fine. You are going to need a Frieza to trigger that sealing effect that they have, which is very important. Otherwise, alternatively, you can pick another sealing unit from the extreme tech side. You don't have to use extreme tech at all either. You can obviously use super tech or anything like that. Just going to depend on your box and where you have sealers. Ideally, you need to make sure that you have the sealing units. Once you've prioritized or made sure that you have the sealing units, from there it's actually pretty straightforward. So we're going to skip ahead just a little bit because we don't... Yeah, we're going to skip a little bit ahead because we have kind of a situation whereby we're just not doing a lot of damage. So we skipped ahead a little bit just to kind of bring things back down, and obviously just give us a little bit of like a shortened video time. But yeah, just keep with that flow. Don't really adjust things too much. Once you've got the rotation set up, then you pretty much sit pretty nicely when it comes to damage. The first form cell is great at healing, so he helps out a lot from that perspective. And yeah, everything ran pretty smoothly. Now obviously we'll be going through the other builds for the other bosses at the now. So we'll be talking about how you can beat all the other bosses and what you need to keep an eye out for there. But Broly wasn't too bad. Took a little bit of a while with that extreme tech team, but yeah, pretty decent stuff, honestly speaking. So yeah, we'll go through the bosses now. We have Chaozu, who can lock your characters in place. He's also immune to stunning. Pretty easy fight here. Just use a couple of Team Bardock members. This saves you some roster slots for later on when you are looking at taking on other units. I also only use mono teams. That's just my strategy. So yeah, Then we have Vegeta. He is immune to stunning, but he also lowers your attack on his super. Just bring a sealer. On the super side, the best one is Giru. Giru is a great sealer. Outside of that, everything else was pretty straightforward. So the first round pretty much goes by without a hitch. We then have Mecha Frieza, who's immune to stunning, stunning, attack lowering, defense lowering, and he'll also lower your attack. Not too bad, honestly, to take on. Again, just bring a sealer. Yeah, I felt like Extreme AGL was probably the best bet here. The only sealer I really have there is Dbz and Dbz, who are a bit inconsistent. We then have Tapion, who's the exact same thing as Frieza, literally the exact same thing. So here as well, obviously you're looking at having a sealer. Now I don't actually have an extreme strength sealer, but the team was just strong enough to kind of push through with some free-to-play options there. Then we have Goku, who is the same as the two before, except he massively lowers defense instead of lowering your attack. This can cause you to take quite a fair chunk of damage. In terms of sealing here, we're looking at Poutine, and we're looking at Dbz as well. Then we have level 3. We have Gohan, who can evade. He also is immune to stunning, and he massively lowers your defense. Same story, we seal him up. Here a great option is going to be Margarita. And that's kind of it. Realistically, Super AGL lacks a couple sealers. Then we have Bojack. Bojack raises his defense on every super, is immune to stunning, attack lowering, and defense lowering. Again here, we use the sealer, it being Chi-Chi. But you can heal up pretty well using B-Pan, and you should be fine realistically. But Chi-Chi is the best sealer on the super strength side. Then we have Gotenks, who is able to dodge. He fires multiple super attacks, he can stun you, and he's immune to stunning. Now here you want to seal him up, but you also want to look at attack lowering him. This is where Super 16 comes into play, the GT Bosses Legion, and just the whole team is pretty good, honestly speaking. Captain Ginyu is the big sealer here, and he's a priority unit, and he's free to play, so you know that works out more than fine. And then finally we have Boo. Boo is able to heal, he also can dodge your attacks, and he also stuns you. However, he's weak to both sealing and stunning. I suggest bringing a combination of both. Master Roshi is great because he provides both. The Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 provide sealing, so you have enough here, and launch is also pretty decent. You can also attack lower and defense lower him, but I don't really suggest it. And that's that. That's basically everything you need to know. Honestly speaking, not too crazy, but yeah, it's a pretty good one. But as you guys know, that's basically going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, not a lot of time for this one, so see you next time. Bye!